Hello and welcome back to more Vintage Cube Draft. This pack is also fairly underwhelming. We have Prismatic Vista, which is pretty good for staying open. It gives you fixing. Solitude is a strong card. Zero mana XL target thing is pretty good. Um, then it falls off pretty quickly. We got Entomb. We got this big old bunny. Love the bunny. Um, yeah, I'm not sure what's best. I think Prismatic Vista staying open is a very defensible pick. I think I just want to first pick Entomb. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do with it. And there's a Metamorphosis Fanatic, which is a card I want to explore. I've never played this card, but the art's pretty cool. Kind of weird, but pretty cool at the same time. So I think I'm going to first pick Entomb. I wouldn't fault anyone for taking Solitude, Vista. Uh, yeah, pretty much those, I guess. You could maybe consider taking Metamorphosis Fanatic. I don't know how good this card is. Maybe it's busted. So I could see maybe that card's good. There's a Frantic Search. So if I'm entombing, having discard outlets is probably something I want to do. In terms of good cards, we have Virtue of Persistence, Watery Grave, like a Green Sun Zenith or something, but I'll just take Frantic Search. I guess Seasoned Pyromancer is also a discard outlet, but we'll just type Frantic Search and see what happens. And then we get, let's see, Crabomination. uh, just a really weird looking card. Memory Jar to go more the Storm route. Just a bunch of, this is a very strange series of cards that I've seen so far. I guess Troll of Khazad-dûm can also help us stay open, but I did just pass a Watery Grave. And this is not like the best reanimation target. It's fine. It's not bad. But I don't know if you really want to be entombing Crabomination. So what are we getting a vibe for? I mean, I guess I'll just take Memory Jar. I love this card. It has a lot of uses. It's fun, and the fact that you can beat Eldrazi with it, if you're playing like a Brain Freeze win con is great. But I need to like readjust because as far as I'm aware, High Tide isn't in the cube, and I'm still so upset about this because Memory Jar was like one of the best High Tide cards. So that not being there, it's gonna take a while for me to readjust because that was just the best Storm deck. Like High Tide into Frantic Search, Memory Jar, go off. I don't know. It's weird they cut it, but that's fine. We have a Hole Breacher to go with Memory Jar. There's also Show and Tell if we want something to go all in on Reanimator. We have Entomb, Show and Tell. Nadu is quite good. I've heard there's quite a few combos with him, Lightning Greaves, things like that. So also worth considering. But I think I'm just gonna take Hole Breacher because Hole Breacher, Memory Jar, that kind of stuff is fun, and I'm interested in it. Here we have, there's a Brainstorm, Sphinx of Forgotten Lore, Kolaghan's Command, Generous Ent. Not the best pack. I'll just take a Brainstorm. I don't have any fetches, but Brainstorm's pretty good with Memory Jar because you can, if you need to draw something later, you can hide it under the Memory Jar and draw it. Or I think if you have Memory Jar and you Memory Jar into stuff, you can Brainstorm to put stuff on top of your deck so you can keep it after you activate Memory Jar. Those are some good options. Reasonably late Uro. Uro's pretty good. 6 is pretty good. Bone Shards helps us with discard, but I haven't really seen, like, black has not felt open in the slightest, so could be worth reevaluating. I could take No More Lies for some protection. I don't know if splashing white is necessarily the direction I want to go. This is a pretty rough start to a draft so far. But I think it's hard to go wrong with Uro in your deck. Okay, well, that's not what I thought was going to happen. Oh, there's Oath of Druids. Wow, okay, what? This pack has everything, holy cow. Grave Titan, Triplicate Titan is a great one to try and reanimate. I mean, I have Hull Breacher Uro, so Oath is worse, but if I end up going, like, all in Reanimator, Oath is just busted. Dig Through Time can help us, dig through our deck, find those things. I mean, I don't think I want Oath with Hull Breacher. I think Hull Breacher is really good. So I'm just going to try out a Triplicate Titan here and see if we can end up in Reanimate. Unearth, I thought it was Reanimate. It's a little bit worse than Reanimate. I could take Imperial Seal. That makes the Entomb plan a lot more reliable. Green feels really open. I just saw Nissa, Lotus Cobra, Bristly Bill, but green I don't find to be that great. There's also a Detective's Phoenix, which can give something haste. So if we're able to frantic search, fill our graveyard, then Phoenix, we could do that. That feels a little bit win more when I could just take, a tutor card and be fine with it. Okay, this pack, we get Master of Death. Okay with like frantic search. There's a Mind Stone, which can just help accelerate us. If I get a Bazaar of Baghdad, I could see Master of Death doing something. I could also try and move into green. I guess Torsten is also like a fine card to try and reanimate. But I'm gonna speculate on Master of Death. I want to try this card out, see if the cube can support it in any way. My suspicion is no, and that this card is a trap, but that's why we try cards out. Here's Waterlogged Grove. That can help us play Uro if we need to. Seasoned Pyromancer, if we cut the green, can give us more discard, and that is good with Master of Death. So actually, I might just do that. Yeah, because there's Unholy Heat, Yavimaya, Once Upon a Time, a lot of other stuff. I'll take the removal spell. Okay, so we're kind of finding an open lane, kind of. Third Path Iconoclast. I do have a lot of... I wish I had Entomb now. That's actually pretty good with this guy. That's a very, very late Adeline. I'll take this card. I don't think I'm Tribal Flamesing. Okay, well, white's open, I guess. People left a comment, or a couple people left a comment, like, saying, Caleb, it feels like you're not drafting... Oh, okay. Last pick, Oath is interesting. They said it felt like I'm not drafting white as much. And I don't know what it is. White just feels bad. It might be that there's too many clunky cards in the cube, like they might have cut all the streamlined efficient cards, because it just feels like every white card costs 3 or 4 mana, which kind of defeats the purpose of why white used to be so good in the cube. They also cut Mana Tithe, which people think I'm joking when I say Mana Tithe is good. It was like the best card in white. I had an 81 to 85% win rate with it. That's really high. That's over like 3 years worth of leagues. So missing Mana Tithe is a huge deal as well, and it definitely makes the archetype a lot worse. There's a Remand. Just some interaction is good. Worldspine Worm, if we get Flash, could be good. We could try Anger again. We have we have Frantic Search, Seasoned Pyromancer. I don't think this is an Oath deck. Anger probably comes around though. I could take Flooded Strand, Headliner Scarlet. Creatures can't block. Yeah, I'll take a Remand. Okay. Okay, this pack is looking better so far. There's an Ancient Tomb. We have Hole Breacher, Frantic Search, and a bunch of other not as good stuff. There's a Shelldock Isle. Spell Pierce I like quite a bit. And that's about it. I don't think black is open in any way. I am very unlikely to go that direction, given what I've seen so far. So I think for me, I'm between Ancient Tomb, Spell Pierce, and Fear of Missing Out. Yeah, Ancient Tomb, Hole Breacher is probably where I want to be. Just lets me cast it faster. There's Underworld Breach. There's a Hogak. Okay. There's also Volcanic Island. So I could just take Volcanic, have better mana, and then see what wheels. Because this deck is nowhere near doing Underworld Breach things. That's probably the conservative pick. There's a Mox Diamond. Skullclamp Wasteland, Coalition Relic. Lorien Revealed. I probably just want a Mox Diamond here. When in doubt, if you could just do stuff quickly, it's not a bad place to be. And this also helps us with our mana, which currently feels pretty sketchy, but, right now we're solidly 2 colors with a couple other directions we can go. There's a Renin 6, and there was a Wasteland somewhere. I doubt Wasteland comes around. Sink into Stupor is just a good card. Good tempo play, things like that. Oliphant can help with our mana fixing, which honestly this might just be the pickup, because that can also help us splash green if I go that direction, and white. Yeah, I'm going to take the Oliphant. I like Renin 6, not for this deck currently. I mean, it's kind of good with Mox Diamond, but we'll just do that. Okay, there's a Narset. Narset Hole Breacher means if we do find more draw 7s, we're in a pretty good spot. I would like to get this to come around, but I'm not really in black right now. I'll just take Narset. Staying mono blue is good. My curve is really bad right now, but I do have Ancient 2 Mox Diamond to help a little bit, but we definitely need some help right now. Okay, we get Ugh. Island mountain plains? Okay. I mean, that's more fixing. That can help us stay in white. There's Phantasmal Image, which is just a reasonable play, pretty good. Do I have any white cards that I want to play? Virtue of Loyalty? Not really. So it's just like white felt open would be why I would take this. I could take Undercity Sewers, and that could help if we do end up going with Entomb or Imperial Seal. Imperial Seal in particular could be nice if we do end up doing Hole Reacher stuff. I think I'm gonna take the Sewers. It's also a Surveillance, which is nice. There's wow. Okay, what? Wow. Okay. LED, Factor Fiction, Gush, even like Wrath of God is kind of nice. Uh, wow. Factor Fiction gives us some card draw. What are we drawing into? I don't know. LED, if Underworld Breach happens to wheel, could let us go that direction. Maybe I should have taken Underworld Breach over Volcanic Island. I think the upside on LED. Nah, I'm just gonna take Factor Fiction. There's like no chance Underworld Breach wheels, right? And now my deck's full of card draw. I have a ton of card advantage. I just need to get things that do stuff now. um, Talisman of Curiosity is actually pretty good. We have Ancient Tomb. It's fixing. It can accelerate us. Our curve is pretty top heavy. I like that. Anger is, he's doing stuff, doing his best. Yeah, Thalia and Felia going this late. White's definitely open. It feels different. This is actually though an interesting Shelldock Isle deck. I can draw a lot of cards, so that could get us somewhere. If this Triplicate Titan was something different, I mean, Shelldock into Triplicate Titan isn't that bad either. Really? Okay. Dude. Well, I'm disappointed, but there are other things we can do with this, so I will take it. Oh man, if I had LED, how did this card wheel? Literally, this is one of the strongest cards in the cube. I don't know. But this is a perfect example of a deck that would love a high tide that is not possible anymore. I'll put Imperial Seal here now. We're feeling a little bit more combo-y. Oath of Druids is also maybe a possibility. Red, white. Guess I'll take that in case I want to splash a white card for some reason. I will take Sink into the Stupor. That's a good card. It's also a land you can hit off Narset for whatever marginal value that has. A lot of fixing that's not in our colors. I'm supposed to be like Obzon in this draft, I guess. Okay, well. You know what's better than LED? Just straight up Black Lotus. They changed the art. They went with the basic Black Lotus, which I guess I'm okay with. Yeah, we'll take that. That helps the deck so much. I don't have a win con yet, but you really don't need much if you have Underworld Breach. I mean, Brain Freeze is the best thing we could possibly ask for. Ulamog. I mean, I could just hardcast an Ulamog if I go like Breach Black Lotus a bunch of times. But in the current cube environment, that's not even necessarily a winning play. Dragon's Rage Channeler with Breach helps us go much deeper. So I think I actually take that over the Mana Leak here because like the way this deck wins right now is we just combo, and I'm like Imperial Seal for Underworld Breach probably is getting in there. I don't know about Master of Death or Uro. But we need to find a win con. I mean, Underworld Breach into Triplicate Titan is fine. It's not the best. If I could find a sacrifice outlet, then maybe it would be a bit better. Wheel of Fortune would be great. Wheel of Fortune Underworld Breach is also a pretty nice combo because basically with Breach you need something that puts more cards into your graveyard than it costs to play. So Wheel of Fortune puts like 8 cards in your graveyard, and with Black Lotus you can then Escape Lotus, Wheel of Fortune, Escape Lotus, Wheel of Fortune, and you have somewhat of an engine going on there. Oculus is somewhat of a nombo with Breach. We do want to keep a lot of cards in our graveyard. I do have Black Lotus, Ancient Tomb, so Mind Twist is probably just the pickup. It it can let us do some unfair things. Sadly, like Wheel of Fortune would just be better than Mind Twist because we have Hole Breacher and Narset. But I mean, it's still a good card. Okay, Spellseeker can grab nothing yet. This is looking a little precarious. Consider Rafine's Tower. I think I like Consider just digs us through our deck, right? Spellseeker grabs Remand or Brainstorm. It's not great. Yawgmoth's Will. Oh, that's his Oracle. Okay, we're fine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, we can win now. Nice. Okay, the deck is complete. Now I just got to take cards that are good. Channel would be good if I had the mana for it. We have Wishclaw Talisman. Honestly, Fractured Identity could do the thing. Um, I mean, I just have Underworld Breach, Black Lotus. I guess in Frantic Search wins, so I just need tutors. Yeah, we'll just take as many tutors as we can get. Expressive Iteration draws through our deck. Savine's Reclamation does give us a way to rebuy Underworld Breach if we need to, but I think just good card draw is probably where we want to be. Miscal comes to stay alive, although I actually really love Relic of Sauron. This card overperforms almost every time I take it. It can also like loot through our deck. It fixes for all of our colors. And we have Ancient Tomb to cast it early. Honestly, I have Remand. Sure, take Relic of Sauron. Fiery Islet versus Hymn to Torok. Very unlikely to cast this, so we'll take the fixing. Otawara or Eternal Witness. Eternal Witness sounds goofy, but right now, if we lose our Underworld Breach, we kind of lose. So this can get back both of our win cons. It's only castable off Black Lotus. So I'm probably not doing that. I'll just take Otawara. Gives us a little more interaction. Fire Ice versus Oculus. I think Fire Ice. This deck is great. What does this get? Spellseeker can grab. Consider Brainstorm, Fire Ice, Expressive Iteration, Remand versus Thieving Skydiver can just steal stuff. I'll take the Spellseeker, but I don't love it. Oh, we can grab Mind Twist. Yeah, that's probably worth it. Man, no Wheel of Fortune or Time Twister in the deck is pretty sad. So that Memory Jar has a lot of work to do. But I mean, this looks kind of like a nice combo engine. There's a Yawgmoth's Will. That can let us cast Underworld Breach from... It's basically Underworld Breach number 2. It's actually much worse than Underworld Breach, which is surprising to say. In fact, I might start it in the sideboard, because basically our combos are looping Breach. So if our opponent's playing a ton of discard or some way to like get stuff out of our deck, we could Yawgmoth's Will. But I'm pretty happy with how this deck is shaped up. Getting black mana is going to be a little bit tough for the deck. And we can cut things like Unholy Heat. Sinking Stupor is a land. So what does this look like? Mox Diamond is not a land. 17 lands, including Mox Diamond, counting Black Lotus as a land. Oliphant's also a land. Can this grab black, or is it just blue-red? It's just blue-red, unfortunately. Okay. Do I want Kitsa Otterball Elite? It can loot, which is really good. It has prowess. It can block and copy stuff. Yeah, actually, Kitsa seems okay here. I can cut Seasoned Pyro just because it's hard to cast. 22. In that case, I could run They Came from the Pipes just as a little bit of card draw, but 5 mana draw 2 is not. It's not really where you want to be. I guess I'll just put Yawgmoth's Will in the deck. I don't have to cast it. But with things like Frantic Search, Dragon's Rage Channeler, it's possible I just discard Breach and have plan B. Yeah, that feels good. Okay, we're going to put all this in. And our mana situation is a bit tricky. So red sources, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I cut Third Path Iconoclast? Oh, whoa. We need Oliphant in there. I could cut this card. Then there's really not that many things that my opponent can kill. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of just all in on winning with Thassa's Oracle. Okay, I don't hate that. That makes me think that a Seasoned Pyro is probably where I want to be. Although, just taking Unholy Heat's probably also fine. Just run it like that. Bit more land than you would expect. 4, 3, 1. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 blue sources. That's good. Red, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, not terrible. And then black, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Also not terrible because we're basically just casting black cards when we're about to win. And Mind Twist, we're most likely to use it when we have some accelerant like Mox Diamond or Black Lotus. Why does it say 14 land? Am I missing? Maybe I do just cut this for another land. 15 land. With Mox Diamond, I feel like I need 16. Where's all these? I guess this is effectively 16. Okay, yeah, because Spellseeker cannot grab a land. Oh, that's what it was. This is a land. Okay, that's fine. I will run it like this. Seawall, round 1. Oh, right, we're playing against the Rhino. Tell our opponent to go like, have fun. This hand's fine. Having Underworld Breach and Yawgmoth's Will in your opener isn't great, but, like, you know, we have lands and spells elsewhere. This is the best card in our deck. Can you imagine if we had LED in our deck? Especially if this specific card was LED, because that's what I took over LED. I did not think this card would ever wheel. Yet here we are. Well, that's the combo. I can win, like, very soon now. I'll play on Wasteland, playing an island. You need, like, 1 or 2 more things in your graveyard, because this is basically, like, 0 mana mill card. If we have, the red creature, whatever it's called, Dragon's Rage Channeler, with Frantic Search, then you can really just go through your whole deck for 0 mana. Relic of Sauron is excellent. I think I'm just gonna iteration here. There's a couple good hits I could have for 0. Sink in a Stupor. I want the Channeler. So put the Channeler into my hand. And I'll bottom the Sink in the Stupor and exile the Talisman. Last turn. But yeah, I mean, I could have hit Black Lotus, Mox Diamond, things like that. But also just, we need Black Lotus for this combo to work. And it also puts Explosive Iteration into our graveyard. So that's 1 more card that we can Frantic Search through. Okay, well, Relic of Sauron is looking a lot worse. They wisely did not target me with Jack Faden. Wrath of God. Okay, so they're just a control deck. And FOMO, they have land, sorcery, creature. They didn't discard an instant. That doesn't mean they don't have any, because they could have counter magic. So I could try and go for it. This turn, I would have to hit Black Lotus. But I could go Volcanic Island, Frantic Search, and then Dragon's Rage Channeler, Underworld Breach. You need to hit Black Lotus for this to work. So the other option is to go Dragon's Rage Channeler, Brainstorm. I think it's not that risky to go for it here. I mean, Frantic Search does fill my graveyard too. They did pause. So let's discard Island. Let's discard Relic of Sauron. And I guess Memory Jar. Untap these. Then I'm just going to play out the Channeler. And I can Brainstorm now. If I draw Black Lotus, I guess I can go off. So might as well try it. Surveil that to the graveyard. There we go. Put back Swamp. Swamp. Play Black Lotus. Alright, let us establish the loop. So we basically surveil everything into our graveyard. Deck this for red. No, actually. Black. No, I need red. Okay. Deck for... No, I could do black. Because that way, if they counter Breach, I can at least Mind Twist for like 1. Graveyard. Okay. Do the thing. Play the Black Lotus. Exiling these lands. Surveil 1. Graveyard. Then we add blue. Then we just start Frantic Searching. Exiling this, this, and this. Just put whatever we hit into the graveyard. So we discard these 2. Untap these. And now we've added fuel to our graveyard. We can Frantic Search again. And we're just going to dig through our whole deck this way. Graveyard this, because this is going to put 3 cards into our graveyard every time we cast it. And it's mana neutral. Frantic Search. I know there were people who were doubting me during the drafting stage, but look at me now. We're digging through our deck. Surveil to the graveyard. They do get to see our whole deck. Discard this and this. It is going to take a while, but I'll show the whole thing the first time just so you get a sense of it. Discard this one, Hole Breacher, Yawgwill. Discarding Kitsa and Consider. Frantic Search. It's a lot more tedious than Brain Freeze for sure. Memory Jar, Fire Islet, Kitsa. Graveyard. Discard. Wishclaw, Mox. Untap. Frantic Search. Exile, Mox, Ancient Tomb, Consider. Surveil. Discard these two. Untap. Frantic Search. Exile, Shelldock, Fire Ice, Wishclaw. Graveyard. Discard. Actually, Singing Stupor is kind of interesting. No, I don't need it. Discard those, untap these. Let's go ahead and play Black Lotus. Exiling this, this, and this. Nothing to surveil. Gonna add black. Mind Twist their hand. Just to clear the way. See if they are willing to concede here to protect information. Okay. Seasoned Pyromancer. Okay, so they're just playing a fair deck, and then we Thassa's Oracle. We could have played Black Lotus to have Remand or Sink into the Stupor up, but that's the combo. Now you get to see it. Pretty beautiful. Thanks you too, Caleb. I just realized it's you. Haha, big fan. So from their deck, we haven't seen really anything that can interact with the combo so far. So that's a good sign. They're just a control deck with a deck fade in. Unholy Heat can hit Planeswalkers, right? Yeah. That's tempting. Because the deck fade is kind of a problem, but I could like Unholy Heat the deck fade and then play the Relic of Sauron. I mean, the deck seems fine against them. That felt like a non-game. Well, this hand does some stuff. I'll keep it. I could, in theory, turn one Factor Fiction. I don't think that's the best use of Black Lotus. I also don't want to just run out Black Lotus because of deck fade in. Shelldock Owl's really strong in this deck, though. That's an Underworld Breach. So all I have to do is get my deck below 20 cards, which like a single Factor Fiction can do. Okay, seems good. I could win like next turn, or I could probably win turn 3. Relic of Sauron. So I like that. I'm scared of a deck Faden coming in next turn. Let's go Mountain, Dragon's Rage Channeler. I will play out the Black Lotus here because that lets me surveil. Okay, they're shocking. That tells me they probably have a counterspell. Ooh, okay, it's not counter exile. Black Lotus countered. Pretty good use of counter magic there, but we do get a surveil. Put that in the graveyard. Basically, our game plan now is just dig through a deck as fast as possible. This gets us a card lower. This gets us 5 cards deep. Blade kills the Dragon's Rage Channeler. Okay, that's a pretty good start for them, actually. Countering Black Lotus, not bad. Maybe I got a little greedy running it out for the DRC, but I was planning to Factor Fiction. This turn, I think I just Spellseeker. Use the ability, yes. This will grab... Mind Twist is actually a little risky because they can just escape Flage, but do I care about an escaped Flage? Not really. Expressive Iteration digs the deepest through my deck, though, I think. Yeah, let's do Iteration. We're really just looking for a Frantic Search. Okay, they have a bunch of mana up. I will attempt a Relic. If they're waiting to deck Faden, you know, I guess. I can play Expressive Iteration, but I think I'm just going to use the Relic to... I'm not even going to attack. I don't win through combat damage. They have 1 turn to deck Faden me. They do have it. I can bounce the Relic if I need to. Let's add blue, red, cycle this. Grab the last possible target for that card. So they steal Dak, I get to kill the Dak. Thassa's Oracle in hand. Let's kill Dark Faden. And what do I want to do here? I can bounce the relic. I'm honestly not sure how much I care about the relic anymore, so let's just iteration. Okay, put one card into my hand. Did I play land this turn? I think I might have. Show game log. Turn 5 Ganon CD. I just attacked Dak Phaeton. So I'm gonna put Brainstorm into my hand. Put this on the bottom. Exile this. I can play this land. And I can hold up Sink into the Stupor. I guess I can always Sink into the Stupor the relic at the end of turn. My opponent said I'm living the dream. They said something. No worries, you're living the dream. I tried to draft something fun, but ended up with a pile of Jeskai cards. I said that's how it goes. Dak Phaeton is a fun card. So, can I win next turn? Overlord of the Boiler Bilges, I don't even really care about. Like, that card does nothing to me. I can... If I cast a single Brainstorm, then I can Shelldock Unholy... whatever this thing is. Underworld Breach. I kind of want them to do it, because it just doesn't do anything. Let me try and return this to my hand. Okay, you can have Overlord. You know it's not a good sign when your opponent's like, yeah, whatever. You can have this. Narset's also pretty good. So let's play a Brainstorm. Okay, I can set up Narset Memory Jar too. Let's get rid of Yawgmoth's Will, and I could also just ice the Overlord and go off next turn. Right? I go Relic, Ice. I don't need to. Put those on top. We'll play Volcanic. Yeah, I think I have enough. Do this. Cast Underworld Breach. Let's play a Dragon's Rage Channeler. Right? I have 7 cards in my graveyard. I guess I have to... Let's see. I can play Dragon's Rage Channeler, exiling 1, 2, 3. And then I can't quite cast Black Lotus. So I guess I start with Black Lotus. Exiling Oliphant, Island, Sink. Then I sack this for a bunch of blue. And I cast Factor Fiction. Yeah. Cast Factor Fiction. It doesn't matter now that I have Frantic Search. I just win. Okay, so they give me those. I think I just take Frantic Search Yogg-Will. Those go to the graveyard. I can replay Black Lotus. Exiling Mox Diamond, Mind Twist. I'll keep Mind Twist. Brainstorm. I could play Dragon's Rage Channeler. Yeah. Well, I guess I can take this for blue. Red, black. Play 1 Frantic Search. Discard Yawgmoth's Will, Imperial Seal, untap these. Now we play Dragon's Rage Channeler. Exiling Yawgmoth's Will, Imperial Seal, Factor Fiction. Then we get to play Consider. Surveil to my graveyard, doesn't matter what it is. Surveil to my graveyard, draw a card. Now we cast Frantic Search. Exiling 1, 2, 3 cards. Oh, there's the Solitude. It waited a bit. Gained a little life. Graveyard this. Okay, now we have a bit of a challenge here. I think I can just discard these 2. Untap. Okay, so Solitude is dead. I think I have enough cards in my graveyard, though, to still just win here. They gave me a little bit too much time, I think. We get to Frantic Search, exiling these. Because now I'm just down 1 card every time, but it doesn't matter that much. Frantic Search again, exiling these 3. And remand, I get to hold up. I'll do it one more time. Go down to 1 card. That way, actually, they could have potentially killed me. Discard these 2. If they solituded my Thassa's Oracle, right? I'm down to 1 card. I guess I could just Frantic Search. I could play Black Lotus here. GG's. I was really hoping not to go up against combo. Yeah. Definitely seems like a hard matchup for them playing against unfair decks. So let's just Thassa's Oracle. And we win. Wow, okay. Great playing against you, the Rhino. See you all next round. Oh, right, we're playing against Groot too. Their avatar or whatever it is. What is that? It's amazing. I love it. It fits their name too. This hand is not great, but I have Underworld Breach and Mind Twist, so if we draw Black Lotus, it's great. If we draw Mox Diamond, it's great. This deck is full of cheap interaction, and we have a Surveil in all of our colors. It's hard to mulligan this hand, is what I'm saying. Drawing another land isn't great. Remand I will put on top. It would have been great if I could surveil that land into the graveyard and then draw a remand. Because this deck just wants as many cards as it can possibly put into its graveyard. Dark Confidant. Okay. Little scary. I'm drawing a remand. Go mountain. Establish our colors early. Plains, okay. Man, their deck looks sweet. I love these black-white, like low to the ground interactive decks. I would love to remand an Adeline. That's not happening though. This also looks like probably one of our worst possible matchups. Discard is insane against us because we, like, if they discard Underworld Breach, what do we do? Whoa. They're going to discard their hand? I kind of want that to happen, but I also need to draw some cards here. Makes me less excited about mind twisting them. Okay, iteration. Well, not the best. I'm going to put Yawgmoth's Will into my hand, bottom the swamp, and I can play the island this turn. But iteration got us through that, and then I get a discard because I have too many cards in hand. So it's not terrible. I'm going to discard an island. We're just trying to grow our graveyard. Lingering Souls hit off Dark Confidant. Okay, I hope they discard their hand again. This does make the Mind Twist worse, but an opponent without any way to interact is something I'm very interested in. This doesn't feel like a discard your hand moment. Oh, this feels like Mind Twist me. Oh, Jacked Rabbit. Okay. Interesting. The rabbit tokens it creates aren't attacking. I think I just Otawara bounce the Jacked Rabbit, probably. Discard this. Return target artifact, creature, enchantment, or planeswalker to its owner's hand. 4 mana. Okay. Is there any reason to do it now? I don't think so. Archangel Elspeth. Oh, they could try and grow the rabbit. They're smart, though, in doing it after. I will bounce the rabbit. That's a lot of, discard this, bounce you. Sorry, bunny. Take 2. Next turn, I'm highly considering just playing Yawgmoth's Will to cast Expressive Iteration. Because I just need to find a Black Lotus, really. Oh, Memory Jar seems better. Or just Mind Twist. 2, 3, 4. I can Mind Twist them for 4? I'm just going to try a Memory Jar. We're like so set up if that happens. I have so many cards in hand. They're playing black-white. If they try and discard me, if they discard both Breach and Yawgmoth's Will, I could just lose on the spot. Or I guess if they exile Thassa's Oracle, I also just lose on the spot. But we're not going to talk about that. We're just going to draw a whole Breacher and live our best life. Palace Jailer. Okay, well, I don't care about that. They're down to 8. Actually, I could just kill them, right? I have Fire Ice. I could just loop Fire Ice off Underworld Breach to kill them. They didn't even want to gain life off the soldier. Okay, I actually have a game plan here. Turn off auto yields. They attack. I'm down to 9. So, at the beginning of the next end step, they discard our hand and return all cards played this way. I might just crack Memory Jar to mill 4. They play Jacked Rabbit X equals 2, holding up 2 mana. I could just crack this to put 7 cards in my graveyard, right? Each player exiles all cards from their hand face down and draws 7 cards. At the beginning of the next end step, each player discards their hand and returns their hand, each card exiled this way. That just puts 7 cards in the graveyard. Rabbit resolves. They're not doing anything. I'm gonna Memory Jar. Such a weird seeming play. I don't get to see what they are. They hit a Mox off Memory Jar? That's not great. They hit 2 Mox off Memory Jar? Literally, what? Oh my god, that win as poorly as possible. Literally, Mox Mana Crypt off Memory Jar is bananas. The nice thing is all the cards I care about, okay, they're just hard casting Eagles of the North. That's yeah. That's fine. I get my hand back. What else did they have? Pre-war formal wear and lands. I just win here, I think, or I'm very close to it. I need to find Black Lotus or Frantic Surge. Put all of mine in any order. End step, great. So I die like next turn. Brainstorm. Okay, so I don't have a red, so I can't Underworld Breach into Dragon's Rage Channeler. I guess I start. I mean, I just need to hit Black Lotus, right? So I start with Consider and then I Brainstorm. That digs the deepest. Relic goes to the graveyard. Wishclaw Talisman. That's guaranteed, right? 2 mana, Wishclaw, activate, grab Black Lotus, play Breach. That's guaranteed. Let's do that. Grab Black Lotus. Play Black Lotus. Add red. Underworld Breach. Let's go Dragon's Rage Channeler. Then Black Lotus. Surveil. Box Diamond to the graveyard. We're looking for a Frantic Search. Crack this. What am I doing here? Crack this for blue. Cast Brainstorm. Narset, we can bottom. Okay, I guess I can cast Factor Fiction. Put 2 cards on top. Be Yawgmoth's Will and Fire Islet. Oh, I can play land too. Great. So go ahead and Factor Fiction. I guess I'll play Black Lotus first. That gives me the ability to hold up like remand and stuff. That on the bottom. I don't even think I need Frantic Search here, honestly. I can just win off of this. Put this in the graveyard. I could Shelldock. I guess I already played a land, but if I hadn't, I could play Shelldock and then Frantic Search to untap it and activate it. I'm basically going to take the smaller pile because the other pile is just going to put more stuff into my graveyard. Frantic Search versus the World is perfect for me. Okay, I will take this pile. Any order, so let's add some blue. Play Black Lotus a couple times. Get this in the graveyard. I don't even think I need to cast Frantic Search here. Add black. Play Black Lotus. Put this in the graveyard. Let's add blue. Attempt to Mind Twist your hand. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I have Remand available. Put this into my graveyard. Okay. Carnage, Grief, Palace Jailer, Lingering Souls. They do have Reprieve in their deck, so that's good to know. So they're Hellbent. I could just play Thassa's Oracle and win. Nice. Okay. So they have Reprieve, Path to Exile, Grief, some crazy mana acceleration, like unbelievable mana. Yikes. Do I need an alternate win con? Triplicate Titan I can cast if I can loop Black Lotus enough times. Third Path Iconoclast, also pretty good. I mean, they'd probably side out most of their removal, I would think. Fire Ice seems good against them. I don't really know about this Hole Breacher Memory Jar game plan, but it's something. Not very good. I could just cut Hole Breacher because it doesn't even mill their hand. I think I just cut it. I can win in other ways. I'm going to do this. Narset's still good because she just draws cards, but this gives me a plan B if they have too much removal. My opponent said they assumed that I meant to do that on their end step, which is not the case. After seeing what's going on, that does make sense. Like, normally you would make that play on end step. I will keep this hand. It's pretty good, actually. It's missing a blue for Narset, but I have Imperial Seal and Frantic Search, so I could just grab Underworld Breach and do the thing. They did show Grief in their hand, so a discard spell could make this worse, but I don't have any of the key cards in my hand right now. They mulled the 6. I mean, if they Grief, it does put them down a lot of cards. Rewar Formal Wear in the bin. Land. Okay, Factor Fiction's also pretty good. So let's do this. I will play Mox Diamond, and I'm just gonna hold up Remand here. Yeah. I could Imperial Seal, but I'm like, I want to draw a land and spells. If I hit my third land, then I'll feel much better Imperial Sealing for Underworld Breach. I just want to stop their turn 2 play, and if they have Grief or something like that, it'd be good to stop that. Don't remand the Mox, remand the 3-cost card. Jackrabbit for 2. This is the most Jackrabbit action I've ever seen, and I love it. I draw the Wish Claw. That's also really good, actually. Land? Oh. Interesting. I can. Can I win this turn with 1 land? I can go. I don't think so, and I don't really need to either. I think I just cast a Wishclaw Talisman here. Although, I could go Black Lotus Factor Fiction. I'm very likely to hit a land, and then I can play Wishclaw, and then Underworld Breach is still effectively lethal. Actually, I kind of like that. Black Lotus for blue, Factor Fiction. I'm just gonna take like the mana. Hopefully they give me land talisman in the same pile. Although I don't even know if I play the talisman. I'd probably just play Wishclaw. I'm basically taking any pile with land, and then I just want. Oh, that's interesting. That is an interesting split. I'm gonna take this pile. I'm gonna go play this. Last turn. So Black Lotus, I basically spent 3 mana that turn to gain a permanent +2 mana forever, and put a ton of cards in my graveyard. That seems pretty good. So if this is just Jackrabbit, they're super dead. Yeah, okay. They have Solitude in their deck. I know of that. Undercity Sewers. I don't really feel the need to try and go off here. Let's just go Relic of Sauron, Wishclaw Talisman, and Surveil. This is so much setup. This deck's actually really sick. Brainstorm. That can draw into the Imperial Seal Tutor. I think I just graveyard it though. I'm just trying to dig for something. Drawing a land would be nice. I have a ton of mana. I have tutors for anything. They can make 2 rabbits. Hardcast Grief doesn't really do it anymore. Concealing Curtains also doesn't really do it. Wait, this discards, right? They discard, yeah. Okay. So it doesn't matter what they take. I tutor up Underworld Breach. I have plenty of cards in my graveyard now. If they leave me with Frantic Search, it's even easier. Oh, and it draws me 1 deeper. That's actually pretty good for me. Okay. We draw Iteration. I guess I'm tutoring up a Dragon's Rage Channeler here. As weird as that might seem. Let's use the mana that doesn't hurt me. Is there anything better? If they have Solitude, they can eat the Dragon's Rage Channeler. I think it's still fine. Oh, I also need Underworld Breach, don't I? Yeah, but I can get there. Dragon's Rage Channeler. Add 2 red here. Play the Channeler. Play Imperial Seal. It looks like they have Solitude. They're paused for a long time. Unless they're typing. I'm pretty sure I can still draw through my deck even if they have Solitude. They do have it. Okay, that's a little bit rough. Prevail 1. Fire Ice. So they have 1 card in hand. I guess I just put it in the graveyard. This goes in my graveyard. We grab Underworld Breach. Expressive Iteration. So put Breach into my hand. Island on the bottom. Exile Volcanic. I will play the Volcanic. Then we will cast Underworld Breach. Then I will play a Frantic Search. Or sorry, Black Lotus first. Womp, Island, Brainstorm. Sacrifice this. You add blue. I could cast Factor Fiction here, actually. Mind Twist, Imperial Seal, Expressive. So we're going to take Thassa's Oracle. I think the smart play for them is kind of Thassa's Oracle like a pile of 5, but I can also just take that pile of 5 and put it in my hand because they're not going to kill me next turn. Did I exile Yogwill? No. Okay. The pile of 5. Let's see it. No, actually, if they do pile of 5, I can discard them all. So I just want a ton of cards in my graveyard, so I'll choose the Iconoclast here. Put these in the graveyard. Then we can play Black Lotus. Exiling Islet, Swamp, Sheldock. Like this for blue. Frantic Search. Exiling. Hang on. This is a little dicey. I maybe should have put Thassa's Oracle in my hand, but Yawgmoth's Will is still in my deck somewhere. So that actually, I have 3 mana. I can play Black Lotus, exiling Factor Fiction, Fire Ice Remand, or I can exile a bunch of stuff, actually. Let's play Black Lotus here, exiling these 3. I don't think I'm winning off the Frantic Search route. We're going to play Black Lotus, sacrifice this for... Yeah, I just need a Factor Fiction. So we're going to sack this for red. No. I guess I just play Narset here. I keep Black Lotus in my deck, or in play. Narset activate. Sink into the Stupor. Memory Jar makes it pretty easy. Yeah, I'll grab Memory Jar. Last turn. Oracle in the graveyard. That's okay. They do have a Wishclaw Talisman they can activate, but if they do, then I can activate it. I don't know, I might have messed that up. Them killing the Dragon's Rage Chandler really messed up the combo. They did figure that out, which was clever of them. This is why we run Yawgmoth's Will in the deck, though. I think it's on the bottom somewhere. It might be literally the last card in my deck. So in hindsight, I'm supposed to, with their Factor Fiction split, which was a good split, I should have just taken Thassa's Oracle so it's in my hand, and then it's much safer from any interaction by them. They are going to activate Wishclaw, so we'll see what they get. I do get Wishclaw back, so hopefully they just get Grief and cast Grief, and then that's that. What did they exile for Solitude? Guide of Souls, okay. Okay, Grief doesn't do anything because Wishclaw I can just activate next turn for Yawgmoth's Will. And they don't have enough mana for Reprieve, so I think they just die, especially if they don't kill Narset, but I don't know why they wouldn't kill Narset here. Yeah. Because if they don't kill Narset, I have more blue pips in play for Thassa's Oracle. It's just easier. Jackrabbit is so sick. What a fun card. I guess we just naturally draw. Okay, so we're just gonna grab Yawgmoth's Will, I think, right? I have Blackman I need to spend. I'll just use this here. Yeah, we just grab Yawgmoth's Will. So crack this for black. Cast Yawgmoth's Will. What do they have? They have 1 mana. What could it pop? What card in the cube does anything? Ephemerate Grief doesn't do it. Kind of sick though. That actually does nothing in the face of Yawgwill. They actually could have got me. No, because Yawgwill doesn't put it into my hand. That was close though. So yeah, let's go Black Lotus. Narset. Yeah. Blue. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's just play this land. So we'll play Narset here. They're tapped out with no cards in hand, so I think I just get to go Memory Jar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I get to just play Thassa's Oracle here. Back for blue. Play this. Crack Memory Jar. And then crack Memory Jar. Solitude is gone. I can even consider to make my deck 1 smaller. Put that into my graveyard. Draw the last card. Nice. Game over. Woo! That was intense. See you all in the finals. All right, we're playing against TKO on the draw. Ooh. Yeah, I'll keep this hand on the draw. I have considered to try and hit lands. If I hit a red source, then I just have so much filtering. This is my first hand without Underworld Breach. I do have Yawgmoth's Will, but that card is quite a bit worse, which is bonkers to say, because I think they made Underworld Breach with the intention of making a fair Yawgmoth's Will, and it's just not. My guess... Oh, they mulligan to 5? Okay. Well, Fire Ice should be pretty good here. Okay, Swamp is not great, but that's fine. My guess is they wanted Breach, like Breach should have just exiled the card that you play with it, and then it would be just a worse Yawgmoth's Will. But the fact that you can play one card over and over is just ridiculous. They get to attack and boast, which is pretty good on a mold of 5. Half of the store. Oh, that's also good on a mold of 5. Okay, so Fire Ice would just be amazing here to stop the boast activation. Consider. Whoop. Consider. Mind Twist. I think I just need to deal with the board. Ancient Tomb's pretty good though. That blocks. Honestly, yeah, we will just Ancient Tomb out a Spellseeker. We'll grab Brainstorm with Narset's nice. Remand just helps me stay alive. Imperial Seal can grab like Black Lotus, which is also pretty good. I think I'm just gonna take Remand. They know about it, which is worse, but it's not that bad. Spellseeker being able to block here is also quite relevant. Okay, they have red. They attack, draw a card. I don't know why they attacked before drawing a card. Okay, I guess they just have that. So they can't boast and I take 3. It's not that bad. And they don't have a follow-up. I really could use a red mana. Okay. So I can go blue for Narset. That does buy me quite a bit of time. I can't Otawara, but I think that's okay. I can also remand and or ice. But what if they just boast? I think I just play Narset. Yeah. Grab a Black Lotus. Not mad about that. Okay. Things have changed. What do I do now? I kind of feel like just going Black Lotus, Dragon's Rage Channeler. I'll have 4 mana. I can go Black Lotus, Dragon's Rage Channeler, Fire. They're 2 creatures. Yeah. Back for red. Play this. Fire both of these. This makes it very likely I get another Narset activation. Put that on the bottom. We're digging for red sources. Although I can Yawgmoth's Will the Black Lotus if I need to. Next turn. Which, honestly, that's kind of a nice play. I can go Yawgmoth's Will, Black Lotus, Mind Twist, if they don't have anything too great, and just win off Dragon's Rage Channeler against the mold of 5. Although now I'm just going to hold up Remand if they have no plays. Yeah, that seems better. Activate Narset. Think into Stupor. Oh, Mox Diamond is perfect. Yeah. Grab a Mox. Play Mox Diamond. Surveil. Put that into my graveyard. Discard a Swamp. Play a Swamp. Yeah, I think I'm just going to Yawgmoth's Will into Mind Twist here. Cast. That gets back my Black Lotus too. Well, let's attack first. Play Yawg-Will. Just a little value Yawgmoth's Will. Put that in the graveyard. We're just trying to get through our deck. Let's go Black Lotus. So now I don't want to surveil good cards in the deck. I want to put that on top. And Mind Twist you for 2. Keep that on top. Containment Priest, fine. Don't care about that. Put on top. Okay. That was a very good Mind Twist. Jeez. I fold a 9, I fold a 7, and then I just do a bunch of stuff next turn. And they killed the Narset, so I don't even fold a 7, which is great. They could have card draw, I guess. No, just a land. Great. Frantic Search. So let's start with an Expressive Iteration. Now I can put good stuff into the graveyard. Imperial Seal will do it. Okay, so put let's put Memory Jar into my hand. Talisman on the bottom, Imperial Seal. I cast Imperial Seal. Okay, it's the top card. Grab Breach. Then we're going to add some mana. We can Frantic Search. Put Breach on top. Draw these. I don't need remand, so we're just going to do that. Untap these. Play sack for red. Play Underworld Breach. We could just start surveilling our, yeah, graveyard. They have no cards in hand, nothing to play. So I do just win here. I get to go. We'll play Black Lotus one time. Just keep that up, and then I can start frantic searching. Exile this Spellseeker Consider. Graveyard that. Discard. Discard. Untap. Alright, it's going to take a while. I guess I sack this for blue just to make my life easier. Frantic Search. Pay. Exile. Imperial Seal. Brainstorm. Sewers. Get rid of an Oliphant. Discard these two. Untap these three. Cast a Frantic Search. Relic. Memory Jar. This thing. Thassa's Oracle. I can graveyard that and just play it from my graveyard. That way they can see the win con, basically. Sure, discard these. Untap these. Cast Frantic Search. Exile Oliphant. Wishclaw. Expressive. Graveyard. Discard these two. Untap these. Let's just play Thassa's Oracle. Or no, let's play Black Lotus. Just playing it super safe here. The last card of my deck into my graveyard. Then play Thassa's Oracle. And that should do it. Okay, game one is ours. They did mold a 5, and their deck looks like a scary red-white deck, but they probably don't have too much interaction. Probably we bring in Unholy Heat. We cut the Hull Breacher because it doesn't... I don't think that card's actually good in the deck. Yeah, that's probably... I could bring in Third Path Iconoclast just to make a ton of blockers. Because this deck can really make use of it. And I'm on the draw. Yeah, maybe just some way to survive. Let's see what I can get rid of, though. Because, like, our whole deck is just one big combo engine. Mind Twist. I honestly don't know if I have a cut. It could buy us so much time, though. I don't know why this thing doesn't work. Why can't I just drag this to look at my... I guess I can shrink the deck. Okay. That kind of works. I could cut Sink into Stupor, but that's such an insane card. I could cut Kitza. I think Kitza's better than Third Path. Okay. We'll just run it back. This hand is exceptionally mediocre, and I will mulligan. This hand, I have Oliphant. Yeah, actually, I'll keep this. Put the Oracle literally on the bottom of my deck, but I'm going to shuffle, so that's fine. And I could have, I mean, I could win very quickly here. Wow. Yeah. I could win next turn. I could win next turn. What the heck? I Imperial Seal for Underworld Breach. No, I'm not quite there. I would need, like, to play Fact or Fiction. I think I just go Swamp. I'm trying to decide if Black Lotus is safer in play. I think it is. And this way, if they do try and kill it, I can Fact or Fiction instead of playing Oliphant. Or I have Remand if they have, like, I don't know, Black Lotus Mind Twist. I can at least Remand it. They don't do anything, I just get to Oliphant for Volcanic. Grab the Volcanic. Wow, Oliphant does not have many targets in my deck. This is what I've learned. Think into Stupor, great card. Play the Volcanic. I'll pass with Remand up. They probably Containment Priest me. Cathar Commando is rough. I can Remand that. They're gonna hit me and then sack it to kill the Lotus. If I remand it and they miss a land, it's okay. But the problem here is I really want to cast this Factor Fiction, like really badly. So I'm gonna let this resolve. Take 3. This is a good card. It's deal 3 damage, kill Black Lotus. So, you know, could have kept it in play, but honestly, this in my graveyard is just fine because I have Underworld Breach, but I probably need to go off like next turn or very soon. Okay, so they're gonna do that. That's fine. They're gonna kill it in my upkeep here. I lose 1 mana this way. Oh, I get to take my turn? Excellent. Okay, well that worked out. Let's play this. A3 life, yes. Let me... I'm gonna Imperial Seal next turn, so let's just start with a Frantic Search. Okay. So I'm going to discard... I guess I can Imperial Seal this turn. Let's discard Imperial Seal and Mox Diamond. Untap these. Then I'm gonna sacrifice this for black. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's just play a Yawgmoth's Will. I'm gonna lose my Black Lotus to Cathar Commando, which is something I hadn't thought of, but I don't really need it because I have Frantic Search, and I can just Imperial Seal for like Underworld Breach, and then I can play Breach, and then Imperial Seal for Dragon's Rage Channeler. They reprieve the Yawgmoth's Will. That's actually maybe even better. Yeah, I like that. That goes to my hand. I get to replay Yawgmoth's Will. They can't kill Black Lotus on the same turn that Yawgmoth's Will is there. I get to do that. I get to Mox Diamond. This swamp goes away forever. But now I just have Factor Fiction mana up. So if they try and kill it, that's great. They don't know my deck has no Storm win cons. I do lose the Imperial Seal this way. So there is some downside to this play because Imperial Seal for Underworld Breach would be really sick, but Factor Fiction gets through so much of my deck. Mox is fine. Okay. They've let this live for quite a while. Factor Fiction. What is happening? Blue. Factor Fiction. Okay. Not the best hits. So they're considering giving me iteration versus everything. I mean, Unholy Heat does let me stay alive for quite some time, but iteration's still probably better, to be honest. Staff of the Storyteller, very not scary. I like that a lot. It doesn't pressure me in any way. This thing did so much damage. That card was so good against me. I guess that's why they were so hesitant to use it. Okay, let's start with iteration, see what we hit. Okay, so put 1 into my hand will be consider. Although, yeah, put this into my hand. This one on the bottom. Exile this, I can play it. Play the Fire Islet. Pass turn, holding up Remand. I can sack the Fire Islet to draw more cards. Down to 20 in library. They draw a card. They don't have any red mana. They probably kept this on the back of Reprieve Cathar Commando, which honestly is fine. Usher of the Fallen. I'm actually gonna remand that. They're not showing white mana. Legion Extruded does 2 damage to me, sure. My life total is getting a little low. Down to 8. I guess I could consider go to 7. I think that's fine. I'd like to win this turn because they're tapped out. Brainstorm, I can put on top. Narset's pretty good. So I can Brainstorm into Narset, or I can Narset into Brainstorm. Narset into Brainstorm digs the deepest. Let's go Island, Narset, downtick Narset. I have Fire Ice or Mind Twist. I can only Mind Twist for 2, so I guess I'll take Fire Ice. And I guess I wait to cast Brainstorm. I think I get another turn here, so I'll wait to cast Brainstorm and save Narset with Ice. In fact, I think I ice their Mountain in upkeep, because that's their 4th Erlingus card. Ice this. Most of the haste cards I'm scared of cost red. Okay, they turned it into a 3-3. I think they actually should have sacked the Mox so they could draw off the staff. That might just be me, though. Pre-war formal wear, getting back Cathar Commando. Okay. So I think I Narset first and then Brainstorm that digs 8 out of 15, and I've already seen, I just bottomed 4. So I'm so likely to find Underworld Breach this way. I can also crack the Eyelet before I Brainstorm. Okay, activate Narset. Still did not find it. Memory Jar. Uh, do I have enough mana to just use Memory Jar here? I think I do. I think I do, actually. Let's go Ancient Tomb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just play Memory Jar. And crack it. Okay. Here we are. Let's start with an Underworld Breach. Wow. I had to dig so far through my deck, but that just shows how capable this deck is at winning. That was probably one of the strongest Storm decks I've ever had. Like, none of the matches felt even remotely close. It is weak to removal or counter magic and stuff, but we had just enough interaction. But this card is broken. That's why I was so surprised that it wheeled. That's what it can do. What it like all these other cards, sure, they're fine, whatever. This card is broken. I didn't even get the LED. I didn't even have the brain freeze. I didn't even have the best combos with it, and it still just won every game. And the thing is, Black Lotus was really good, but the Frantic Search Dragon's Rage Channeler combo is also enough to win most games on its own. Black Lotus just gives you a little bit more protection or redundancy. It definitely helped. So, yeah, that was sweet. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.